the new Taylor Meadows cart barn for an amount not to exceed $67,510.
Motion. Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Crump, supported by Councilman Fiora. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no.
No.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Becerra.
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
No.
Ms. Croft.
Yes.
Mr. Gardner.
Yes.
Mrs. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
No. Yes. Sorry.
And Ms. Craig.
Yes, motion carries. Item 22, make motion to receive and file the TIFA approval of CQC Incorporated below bid for the installation of landscaping materials at the Taylor Meadows cart barn for an amount not to exceed $14,800.
Motion to receive and file. Support.
Motion by Councilman Garza, supported by Councilman Fiora. Discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilman
I
Woolley?
would just like to say that as of that, it takes it up to about $915,000 for a cart barn. So I would be voting no on that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no.
No.
Roll call.
Mr. Becerra.
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
No.
Ms. Croft. Yes. Mr. Garza.
Yes.
Mrs. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Mrs. Craig.
Yes. Motion carries. Through Chair, could we get Mr. Baum come up and explain some of, oh no, it's not in, he's not here. Yes, Mr. Dobak. Mr. Dobak, I'm sorry. Explain what all this consists of, that it is more than just a car barn, please.
The Chair, City Council. Yes, the maintenance facility at the Taylor Meadows is not only a cart barn, as Councilwoman Roberts said. It's a 16,000 square building that houses 85 electric carts for Taylor Meadows, as well as the maintenance equipment for Brightview Maintenance Company that handles all of our golf course maintenance at Taylor Meadows. So in that building, you have to have electricity to charge 85 carts daily. You have to have house the equipment for the maintenance company, as well as a spray stall for mixing chemicals, as well as a washroom, offices, and break rooms. So it's a multi-functional 16,000 square foot building.
Will it be sprinkled?
Currently, the building is going to be divided into two 8,000 square foot sections, and whatever follows that code, if we have to have it fire suppressed, we will. And if we don't, we will have it meet the city code.
Madam Chair, our city code is anything over 12,000 square feet, so by separating it with a fire-rated wall and door, you basically have two 8,000 square foot facilities, so I don't believe the sprinkler requirements will apply here.
Again, that's $250,000 of carts and over $500,000 of maintenance equipment in this building. It's way more than just a cart barn.
Madam Chair, just a couple questions for Mr. Dobak. When you store the carts for the winter, do you take the batteries out of them, or do you leave them in there?
No, Madam Chair, to Mr. Woolley, no, it's recommended from the cart company that they're built on a trickle charger, so we're constantly having batteries charged. However, when the charging maintains them at 100%, and as they go down over the winter, then they charge back up, and then they cut off at 100%. So at all times, we're maintaining a charge on those batteries through the winter.
Madam Chair, and also the problem that I have is, because I don't have a problem with storing carts and all that stuff, it's the offices, it's the locker rooms, it's all that stuff. For basically a company that does our stuff for us, I know we have offices over at the rec center that we rent out, so I don't know why they couldn't rent them if they needed office space. I understand storing the equipment, however, I don't feel we need to provide offices and all that stuff. I mean, if they really needed to do that, we could put a desk in the corner for them. This is just my opinion. Also, I think we're going above and beyond as far as brick and all the, and all this stuff. $950,000 sold an $800,000 building that we used to use for this, which I'm glad we did because that'll put it on the tax roll. I just had a huge problem with spending that kind of money to store carts and charge carts. That's just my opinion, and that's why I voted no.
Madam Chair, just to answer Mr. Woolley as well, that office also houses the server for all of the irrigation for the whole golf course. So it's not a huge office. I believe it's something like 12 by 12. So it's one office. And then there's a restroom, eye wash, spray wash, so if there's ever an accident with mixing the chemicals, that they can shower and wash their eyes. So it's not a huge office. It's a smaller office, but we do have to maintain that office for the server for the irrigation system of Taylor Meadows.
Madam Chair?
Just a quick motion.
Go ahead. No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Just real quick, where is that server now for the irrigation system?
It's currently in the FIA building that you mentioned that's for sale. That was sold, I'm sorry, that was sold. But we have to transfer that, and with the renovation, we have to upgrade our computer system to handle the new renovation.
But there's no way we could put that in the facility of where, you know, some of the workers work in the, I guess, the clubhouse of the golf course?
Well, Madam Chair, this system will be monitored by that maintenance company and adjusted accordingly, you know, depending on weather. So they have to really monitor that system to show what greens, what fairways, what tees need that irrigation.
Madam Chair?
Mr. Mayor?
Just a point of clarification. This building, when it originally went out for bid, I believe the lowest bid was just under $1.4 million. We sat down with Jeff and his team and pulled out every want versus need from the building. So the decorative block, I think, was on 3 sides initially. That was stripped down to just integrated color, so it's not painted on, it's mixed in the mortar. And then one side decorative. So the side that faces Beach Daily will have a split face block. The kick-out building was removed. The mezzanine was removed. The offices were scaled down. There is no locker rooms in it. There's a bathroom, and by code we have to have a bathroom. I don't disagree with Councilman Woolley. It's more than we wanted it to be, but it's also necessary. And I think in the end we will have a brand new building to house the maintenance equipment and the carts that are also brand new, and the problem will go away that we currently face. But certainly appreciate the comments, and again, you know, we were trying to dumb it down as far as we could get it, but we believe it's at a point where you simply, we have it stripped down as far as we can strip it down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 23, may I have a motion to receive and file the TIFA approval of Michigan Custom Signs to provide new signage at the Metro Telegraph Industrial Park entrance from not to exceed $18,755.
Motion to receive and file. Support.
Motion by Councilman Vasura, supported by Councilman Woolley. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no?
No.
Roll call?
Mr. Missouri? Mr. Woolley?
Yes.
Ms. Croft?
No.
Mr. Garza?
No.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes. Motion carries. Item number 24. May I have a motion to approve a 3-year contract with Hydro Crop Incorporated, sole bid, to conduct city cross-connection program inspections and administer all the required documents to MDEQ at a yearly cost of $48,780, and to amend the budget to fund this purchase. This will be funded through the Water Department cross-connection inspection account.
Motion to approve.
Support. Motion by Councilman Basura, supported by Councilwoman Croft. May I have discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Johnson?
again, I believe this should be done in-house. We've had or had done it for quite a number of years. I know we have a database. I know we have the capabilities. Not only will we have a city employee do it, when they go in to look at this cross connection, they're also looking at other things. This company's going to go in and look at the cross connection only. I feel this should be done in-house, and I'll be done no.
Madam Chair, when I hear the argument about doing something in-house, I'm willing to listen. In order to make a decision on whether or not we keep something in-house or farm it out, there has to be a financial piece to that conversation. So when I look at $9,100 to paint something, or $15,000 to paint something, or $48,000 to handle a contract, what would it cost us to do it in-house? If we're going to triple the cost, it's not financially feasible. If we're going to double the cost, is it financially feasible? How responsible are we with taxpayer dollars? So in order for me to buy into an argument, I have to hear that it's similar in cost, and I have to hear that we can do it as good or better in a similar or better time frame. So I'm willing to listen to the argument, but we can't just always say, don't send it out, without having the facts behind an argument that says, and here's financially why, and here's efficiency-wise, we can do it better in-house. And until I hear that type of an argument, it's hard to say move it in-house. Let's move it in-house and spend $150,000 on this, because what they can do with a team of people from 48 is going to cost us to hire 3 people. I'm making numbers up, I have no idea, but that is the problem with an argument that doesn't come with the financial support to it. So I'm willing to listen, and I would support the conversation, but we have to deal with facts in order to make those types of decisions.
And Madam Chair, I agree with that. Here's the problem. If we had done this in-house, that person wouldn't only be doing backflow, because that's not going to be a full-time job. It never was before. There's other things that can be done, along with a secretary that was doing other things at the same time. I would support that we postpone this and try to get some numbers on this. I know outsourcing don't work. We did it when I was here on Building and Grounds. So again, my vote would be no, unless we choose to postpone it and get some numbers behind it.
Madam Chair? Oh, I'm sorry, was somebody, Councilwoman Crown? Go ahead.
I have a comment, and I couldn't agree more with Councilman Reserve that we should be spending our tax dollars wisely. My issue with this particular item is I don't see much of an effort for a competitive bid process, where we invite one company to bid that has had a previous relationship with somebody that works here. I don't know that this isn't the best price. I don't know that it's cheaper in-house. I don't know any of that without that information and one bid and no competitive bid process. So I do take issue with that. I will also be voting no on this today.
Madam Chair? As we stated last night, this was placed on midden. I believe 3 weeks it's sat on midden. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of companies that specialize in this opportunity. So there was an effort to obtain competitive bids. It is a bit of a specialized industry. So although you always like to see more than one bid, sometimes based on timing, it's not always, you're not able to acquire that. So with that being said, I'm going to go back to the comments. Our objective is we're working on behalf of taxpayers. We're not trying to create jobs in-house or outsource. If it's an opportunity that you can keep it in-house and you can do it with current staffing, but what I heard you say, Councilman, was this job, it wasn't, the individual wasn't just doing this job. We're not trying to hire people for the sake of just hiring people. We're looking at servicing taxpayers, and in this particular case, we thought that it was money well spent to outsource it. You're just dealing with fixed costs. We're going to receive an invoice and we're going to pay the invoice. You're not dealing with the legacy cost. We have a daunting task ahead of us related to legacy costs, a $232 million OPEB bill and growing. So while I understand, and certainly will continue to implement best practices when we can do it in-house, this is one that I don't believe we currently have qualified staff. It would require hiring somebody specialized to do this. And what I don't think we have is the option to do nothing, and I hate to see that be the outcome here.